Back to the channel, guys. It is all kicking off today. Of course, earlier on today we reported to you that there had been a terror attack outside a synagogue, of course, in Manchester. And of course, chaos has erupted. And the sad news is that, of course, 2 people were killed, 3 in critical condition. And of course, the attacker was killed at the scene. There was, of course, a controlled explosion that occurred just at the scene, as well as the attacker was wearing explosives around his waist. But now we're moving down to London, which has seen a bit of breaking news erupt over the last half an hour or so, and we're starting to get information that London Euston Railway, one of the busiest transport hubs in the country, has been completely evacuated following what police described as a quote-unquote security incident. Every single passenger was cleared off of the concourse, with trains suspended and the entire area cordoned off. Let's just get some images quickly from the scene. And as you can see, it's everyone has been evacuated outside of the station, as you can see there. Now, we confirmed that all departures were suspended until further notice while the alert was ongoing. And this disruption comes on top of an already difficult day for rail passengers, as earlier this morning, just after 6:30 a.m, emergency services were called to deal with a serious incident between Stafford and Wolverhampton on the West Coast Main Line, the very same line that connects through Euston. That earlier emergency caused significant delays and diversions, piling even more pressure on today's travel network. At the scene in London, there was a heavy police presence supported by the fire brigade, with officers seen moving crowds away from the main concourse and directing them instead towards the bus station outside. Now, eyewitnesses posting on social media described the situation as tense and confusing. One commuter wrote, "Security incident at Euston Station. They now moved us all to the bus station. Must be serious." Another added, "London Euston Station evacuated. Police moved everyone away. Fire service now here. Anyone know what is happening?" Now, whilst we are live, guys, this is of course, a breaking news story. And of course, we're going to keep you up to date as this is going on. However, I did see some posts on X actually stating that it was over a quote-unquote suspicious package. Of course, these things do happen, whether it is serious or not. We'll keep you up to date as we're live here. However, the London Euston Railway station had been forced to evacuate after security alert was flagged. And this is what the Euston train station said. The station is closed due to a security alert, and that's all they really put. Passengers were urged to find alternative travel plans with a heavy police presence, of course, in the area. Now, I'm just going to go over to X quickly. Because, of course, we're going to get, I think, some more updates here, because it's just, it keeps on coming out in terms of what's happening. We're just seeing across X at this moment in time that Euston Station in London had been evacuated due to a suspicious package. However, what I'm seeing right now, it looks as though it might have already been dealt with. So I'm just going to have a look quickly now as I'm live now. But this is certainly a quick turnaround, especially as we just got the news that had been evacuated over the last sort of 15-20 minutes, and pictures and videos, of course, circulating on social media outside of the station. However, let me just try and see if there's a further update here, because I think there might have been a resolution. Apparently, I'm seeing some reports, although they're sort of unconfirmed. Euston Station has reopened after the suspicious package prompted a security scare. However, authorities confirmed that the package was a false alarm. Normal operations have now resumed. Let me just check to see what we're dealing with here. I'll go on to London Euston's actual station's X. Yeah, so London Euston have just put up on their social media, there's a disruption at Euston this afternoon after the station was evacuated for a short period. But whilst we're live now, guys, their pinned comment now just on the London Euston X account has stated that the station has safely now been reopened, but passengers should check National Rail Inquiry for the latest train info. So it looks as though it was a false flag. But of course, pictures from the scene, and of course with the mainstream media, of course, coming with this story, it was something that's going to alert things, but this one looks like it's okay and resolved just over the last few minutes or so. But simply, again, more security alerts, of course, now in the capital, but already in the country today. There's been a lot of things that have been currently ongoing that have been fairly scary. Well, one, an absolute horrific attack, and many people, of course, fearing the worst with this quote-unquote suspicious package found in London Euston. But for ladies and gentlemen just tuning in, it does seem as though everything is secure now in Euston and only was a temporary short evacuation. As an Aussie, I can't stand touching our coin with Charles's face. Starmer is no different from Charles. Thank you so much for your donation. And yeah, I think a lot of us here on this channel, of course, don't really support what King Charles is all about. He doesn't necessarily have the British people's interest at heart, and certainly it does feel like his ideologies have changed, especially since being king. So yeah, I completely agree with your point there. And yeah, I'm not a fan of King Charles, despite actually serving the Queen before. I was I wouldn't say I was a royalist as such, but I was a proud British person. That I did like Queen Elizabeth. I did really admire Queen Elizabeth II. And yeah, I swore an oath to her and used to guard her actually a long time ago. So yeah, when the Queen died, a lot of things shifted with, of course, the royal family. Clive Griffiths says, I'm in Battersea. About 20 minutes ago, we had 4 or 5 army Chinooks flying over. Yes, they are on the edge because they are aware of the mess they have made. Well, the thing is with this situation, again, I seen the breaking news come up through independent media, independent journalism, of course, people at the scene. And this news only emerged sort of 15, 20 minutes ago. So a breaking story. And of course, we're seeing the video footage. We're seeing, of course, the crowds and the gathering of people being evacuated. And under the emergency evacuation, you're starting to seriously think of the worst of what's going to happen, especially what happened this morning. However, as stated, according to London Euston, it does look as though this situation has been resolved, which is good. Thank God nothing is serious, because we couldn't be dealing with any more serious incidents like we've had this morning. But as the saying goes, when it rains, it pours. Kelly says, I fear this isn't the end. These are all testers to see how quick the response is. Scary times. Christine says, this is going to be an everyday occurrence. Starmer must be loving it. He has to go. Well, actually, this time last year, really, when I started this channel, there was quite a lot of these kind of incidents occurring, popping up, evacuations, hoax bomb threats outside embassies, or suspicious package found outside embassies. I remember, I think sort of November last year, we heard about 2 of them. London King's Cross was, of course, evacuated from a suspicious package. So it's something that we see, airports, we see quite a lot. So you can't always draw the parallel straight away and say, what a suspicious package is, or most of the time it's not going to be serious. However, seeing the response time from the police and, of course, getting everyone out of the way is the most important thing. But it comes down to our governments for sort of allowing this to happen. And we can see what the correlation is with regard to these sort of things arising in our capital cities and our sort of major cities. And not even just major cities, but the surrounding towns as well. Guys, we've got a big... Debbie James is gifting memberships. Big shout out to Debbie James there. Thank you for these membership gifts, guys. Thank you for becoming members here on the channel. Right now I'm working on something that we can do for the members. But yeah, big shout out to everyone who becomes members. It really helps support the channel. So yeah, thank you so much. And 1888 CFC was the receiver of the membership. So yeah. Big shout out to you, Debbie, and 1888 CFC. I know exactly what that name means, but you're welcome here at British Stand, my man. You're welcome here at British Stand, just because we have different football teams. I appreciate the support. Everyone's welcome. Everyone is welcome. This is a political channel, but yeah. Hope you guys get beat tonight. Lynn says, no surprise after Starmer's hate speech yesterday. What did he expect? Flying 500 Gazans into Manchester every single night. Oh, Debbie James is very, very generous, by the way. Sending more British Dan gift memberships as well. Big shout out to her. And of course, this time, Lady J and I received this. Big shout out to Debbie. She's very, very generous to everyone in the live chat. Big shout out to Debbie, and thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you to all our sort of channel members as well. Thank you for your support here on the channel. Let's have a little look at what's going on here. If there's any more further, I mean, I think the whole thing in Euston has actually been resolved. In all fairness, but just so much information coming out as the day goes on. Of course, we shared a video earlier on today with the BBC and Sky News' reporting, of course, of the terror attack that occurred outside in a synagogue in Manchester. Sort of trying to blame the far right, or at least saying the far right could be in connection with it. And of course, pushing mental health as a reason as to why this individual went out there, rammed people over, then started stabbing individuals. So, yeah, I mean, it's been a really, really busy day, and for all of the wrong reasons. I don't take pride in this. And in fact, whilst we're live here, guys, I think 20 minutes ago, Manchester synagogue attack, they released a statement. So I'm going to have a little look at this quickly and see what they're saying with regard to that. Oh crap, that was from the last video. But yeah, that's the individual that carried out the Manchester synagogue attack. And let's go over to X quickly and see what's been said on this. In fact, I need my headphones, otherwise it will start playing out onto the speaker. Where is it? Ah, there we go. Let's just connect this up quickly, and yeah, let's have a look. Bluetooth. Oh shit.
The attacker has been shot dead by the police. We believe we know their identity, but for safety reasons at the scene, we're unable to confirm at this stage. 3 other members of the public are in a serious condition. We have also made 2 further arrests. And based on what we know, counter-terrorism policing has declared this as a terrorist incident. Our specialist teams are now leading the investigation into what happened at Heaton Park Hebrew Congregation Synagogue and working closely with Greater Manchester Police. As we do this, those who have been killed and injured are at the forefront of our minds, as are their families, friends, and all of those who love them. An attack on our Jewish community today on Yom Kippur is devastating. Communities across the UK would normally be marking this holy day are now grieving and worried about their safety. And I want to be clear, UK policing is mobilising, and it's mobilising fast. Police forces are stepping up patrols across the country, at synagogues and Jewish sites, and more widely to provide reassurance to all those communities who have been affected by this incident. At Counter-Terrorism Police, we're deploying all of our capabilities in response to what has happened. And we have resources from across our network involved. We will ensure every piece of intelligence and line of inquiry is interrogated. We're working closely with the security services to ensure we have a full intelligence picture in the coming days and weeks. Following events in Crumpsall today, I'd also like to ask the public to remain vigilant. Please report anything that doesn't feel right to the police and be alert to what is happening in your own communities. Thank you.
So yeah, they've simply confirmed that, of course, the attack earlier was, of course, a terrorist attack. But yeah, as we already presumed that was the case, but they've actually went out and confirmed it. Yeah, this is serious, very, very serious indeed. And yeah, I can't believe it. Guys, we've got another super chat again from Oz. Sweetheart, you look just like my son. Keep up the great work. Handsome. Thank you so much, Oz, for your donation, and thank you for your very, very kind words. Thank you very much for that. So yeah, that was from Manchester, by the way. For those of you just tuning in, Manchester, of course, is the that was an update on there. Of course, the police coming out and talking about that. But yeah, we're going to get more information as the day goes on that one. For those of you just tuning in with regard to the London Euston evacuation, that now, of course, has been resolved. It was a short evacuation after a suspicious package was found in the station, which caused an emergency evacuation. There was a heavy police presence and, of course, a heavy fire presence at the station. But as we've been live, that whole situation has been resolved. And, of course, now it is safe, apparently, in the in London Euston Station, by the way. So yeah, that's the update we have there on that side of things. We've got Debbie James is doing something really doing God's work here. A lot of people becoming members here. Debbie James has sent 10 British Stand gift memberships. Thank you so much, Debbie. And I'm sure like a lot of people have now become members of the channel. Thank you, Debbie, for doing that. You know Britain, Gilly, Tracy Officer, Liam O, Justin, Clive Griffiths, LF, Jesse Williams, Jasmine, Lost Password have all become members. So yeah, big shout out to Debbie James for her generosity here on this live stream, and thank you so much for gifting all our valued subscribers some memberships. I really do appreciate you. But guys, thank you for tuning in. If there's any more breaking news as of the day erupts from the UK and in Europe, we'll of course keep you updated. But that's all we've got with regard to this. Thank you for tuning in. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.